My device is glitching. Okay, what happened is I'm trying to prove that they're altering videos. Okay, so this is a number for the sheriff's office. So you see this date right here? My device alters to cover for crimes. It's trying to cover the one I'm recording on is trying to cover for crimes. Wow, this is well. See, the problem of it is law enforcement is using their technology to commit these crimes. So each way I try to combat their criminal activity, they have a strategy to conceal crimes, to stay out of prison. Let me try something else so you can see. Okay. Okay. See, July 24th, because my device is glitching and trying to hide dates. It altered. So you see that's July 24th. It is trying the best that it can to conceal crimes. My goodness. I mean, this law enforcement doing it. Wow. This is incredible. Okay, July 24th. And then we see right there the call to the sheriff's office. But they're saying I'm calling 911. That's 9:36 a.m. I had questions that they won't answer because they're actually involved in the domestic violence crisis. At 12:05, I'm trying to flee abuse, and I call 2 times. Then it just went from nowhere. I called 2 times the sheriff's office because I'm trying to flee abuse that they're enlisted in and can't use my phone. Okay, I'm trying not to expose numbers, but I don't really think that there's personal numbers, and I have to expose this so people can be held accountable. See, that's July 4th, 24th. So this has to be July 25th. So look at what they did to the call log. I called 2 times. I'm trying to flee abuse and can't. And look at what it's saying. Going into call details. And then it keeps trying to make it where you can't see it. And it's saying yesterday. If I clicked in the day for the 24th, why is it compiling all calls to make it look like I just was really calling excessively? This has yesterday in it. These are multiple different calls, not just at one set time. Well, there's a reasoning behind me exposing this. They're trying to make it seem like I'm calling 911 when I was calling the sheriff's office. I've already recorded this, and it said she answered sheriff's office. But then I said I'm calling 911 because I can't use my phone, but I was calling the sheriff's office. And she just said she answered sheriff's office. But then when I started to record it, it altered to 911. Now, I know that it's an incredible story of someone saying that movies I watch alter, but you heard Steve Furtick say, and I know that you've heard of, I don't know if I had time to record it and when we rewind, but he said butt prints in the sand instead of footprints in the sand. And I just can't fathom that Steve Furtick would say something like that. But a lot of witness that the sermons that I watch were disturbing. And it kind of hinders me from watching it because it appears that they're altered to be toxic. Why would this well-known pastor say butt prints in the sand? So I just had to go to another sermon. It was weird. Happened on the 25th when Vanderriff, or whatever his name, Vandy, came to 14. I was trying to flee the domestic violence crisis that they're enlisted in. And they were hanging up in my face attorneys as they've been doing years. This puts my safety at risk for them to hack my phone. It's a federal crime. And I've also been defrauded out of funds. And it's been going on years. And they demand that my providers leave me in it and then give me a criminal trespass for trying to flee it. So they trying to cover for my hack device. They demanded that I go in person. But they're trapping me to where I can't flee abuse. because I'm demanding that I speak to scammers that will are their just sole responsibility is to keep me from fleeing abuse that endangers my safety. So since they demanded that I not make that report to leave me trapped in it, which is criminal, I had called 911 and I said, look, I don't know what to do. I'm fleeing a crisis that law enforcement is involved in, and they won't do law enforcement covering for it. And then I don't know. Let's see how it ended. Call assistance like I've experienced it years when someone pulled the gun on me. They wouldn't send out anyone. Knives being pulled on me. They're denying 911 assistance. When someone had to put a gun up to my head, pull the trigger. They're denying law enforcement. And wouldn't dispatch out anyone until I started recording. The problem of it is they're denying law enforcement, and then I can't call 911 to report. I can't use my phone. My phone is... So she keeps reiterating 911 to cover the fact for the sheriff's office denying me law enforcement. So it altered. You saw me calling the sheriff's office, but I'm repeatedly saying 911 to conceal their crimes. Like the other day, you heard, can I look at these emails? No. Can I see this email? No. But if you look past the con, if I actively went to go get my device, you're actively holding it. We've already read emails, and you have it in your hand scrolling through with common sense. Why would you have to ask me? I've already given you permission, but in this scam, each email you have to ask me to look at, and it's a lot of correspondence back and forth. But their scam is that he's already got permission, but he still needs to ask me permission 5-6 times to look at the email, and he already got the permission. Really, what was going on, they were altering sound to conceal words, to conceal crimes, and don't want you to be any wiser. So I have to strategize while they're committing crimes on one end. I have to strategize to expose crimes. So what they were really trying to do is set me up like they've done multiple different times and took my freedom already for 911 abusive call. And they have reduced themselves to altering my videos even more and altering my words as well as their words. So you saw that I was calling the sheriff's office, but they demanded that I call 911 to stay out of prison. I did call 911 one time, because can you imagine how it feels to try to flee abuse that law enforcement is involved in and have just committed a crime and demanded that this lady left? There's a couple of problems with that. Okay, it shows clear cut that they are in cahoots with legally monitoring me. We called Victoria PD, okay, and then reported crimes the police department was committing. The sheriff's office came and removed this lady from helping me. That's criminal. Ignored me in my crisis situation, and they've assaulted me, arrested me, detained me for trying to flee abuse. That's typical. Abusers get really out of control, and it can get violent when you try to flee them. But you compound that with it being law enforcement. And then just coming over here abusing badges and guns and removing someone. And they talked for 15-something minutes. And then when they saw that I was a witness, I looked out the window and saw them with the communication. Then he ended it. But what they're really doing is they're telling people not to help me. They're telling people how to disrespect and violate me. Therefore, covering for the people that do it. In those places that I live, demand that I don't record these crimes. This is the same call. My safety. So I need a strategy. I'm calling 911. I need a strategy to exit this country because no one's holding people accountable. This is dangerous, and I don't deserve to be treated like this.
Okay, ma'am, you're going to be out in the county, so I need to get you out to the sheriff's office.
Okay.
One moment, okay?
So she said she's getting me to the sheriff's office.
Victoria County 911. What's the address of your emergency?
Yes, so I'm getting threats right now, and I'm trying to get help to flee abuse. I'm scared. In the police department, I'm making calls. My calls aren't going through. It's freezing, and I've had to endure this years.
You have already reported?
I haven't reported that I can't make calls today.
You out? I have been advised to tell you if you want to make a report.
It's a 911 emergency call, ma'am. It's a 911 emergency call now. I can't use my phone, ma'am. It's a 911 emergency call. So essentially, you can sugarcoat this all you want to sleep at night. That's a crime. And everyone that wants to be in cahoots, you're committing a crime, you're accessories. Whatever helps you sleep at night, I assume, like Evil Lives Here, they just really didn't care. Sometimes it escalates, one person don't matter, But when someone that just attention just rises and rises and rises, and then maybe when other parties are in danger, then maybe that will be the thing that causes the change. Because it's clearly that I haven't mattered in an extensive amount of time to everyone I have came in contact with. Their main priority was to protect these crimes and keep them safe and leave me in jeopardy. And everyone I have ever met has not shown me that they felt any different because they're leaving me in it. And I don't know how anyone can rationalize law enforcement coming from nowhere year after year and demanding people not help me and take the fall for their crimes. But I'm still in it.